Yeah, look, for me, the most important review is the one that comes out later in the year that looks at the overall Women in Rugby action plan, and they're looking at governance and grassroots. But this is a really key component and a really positive one that's come out. Kevin Potts obviously got landed with this before he even took up the CEO role.
He's the new CEO of the IRFU.
And he took it and he rolled with it, and I think it's all really positive what's come out of it. They put money in, obviously. Yeah, that's always great to have additional money, but it's what you do with that money, having the right people and the right structures in place.
Yeah, let's go through them. As a piece of corporate communications, I thought it was excellent. It was crisis management, really. So you have the $1 million a year, bang. OK, that hits a trigger. Dedicated head of women's performance pathways to be decided. We've no Lynn Cantwell. She's gone to South Africa, but fair enough. Full-time team programme manager, Gemma Crowley, who I think is hugely respected in the game. Full-time head coach. 30 recommendations in total. They're available for anyone who wants to go through them. The last one will leave because the contracts are always,
It's not a priority, to be honest. I don't think we're there yet. But when you looked at some of the recommendations, some of them were so basic that you would have expected them to be there with a high-performing team, and they weren't. So there's 30 recommendations. Already 20 of them are in progress. So that's a positive as well. So, all the players that were involved in that World Cup campaign, desperate World Cup campaign, they're happy with them. They know what went on. They know why they failed as a team, why they didn't perform as a team, and they're happy with them. And I think that's really important. And hopefully this is setting us right for 15s going forward.
Yeah, but just overall, do you think that the IRFU are now with the programme in terms of 2022?
I think they have to be. I'm enthused by Kevin Potts and how he took control of this. And, there's great staff in the IRFU who were doing great things, but now that you've someone at the top that's really driving it is brilliant. Was
it seen as an irritation and kind of red ink on the balance sheet, really, for too long?
I don't think there was anyone there sitting down negatively thinking about the women's game or how they could do bad by the women's game. I just don't think there was a focus on it or there was anyone driving it. So hopefully that's a sea change in that sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the potential. There's been, I suppose, a lack of vision if you look at it. Is it Amazon coming out soon? No Woman, No Try, a big budget, terrible name, but a big budget series on women's rugby. We've seen TikTok get involved. We've seen that the cultural transformation of this country is echoed throughout, and that women's rugby and sport in general for young women and girls is something that people can leverage, but the IRFU were very slow to do it.
Look, they have been slow, and we've been critical of them when they have been. But this is a new era. Kevin Potts seems to be willing to take responsibility for it. Now they've just got to follow through on the recommendations, and as Fiona said, 20 of them are already in place. I think disappointing that so few people took part of the survey. 31% of the IRFU staff involved and 50% of the women. But that's done now. It's get this second review done, and then let's build on. I think there's been positivity around the AIL, the reformat. I know there's still work to do there. Greg McWilliams seems to be getting down to grassroots level. So look, it's all about working together going forward now and never having those dark days we've had.
Okay.